Grief girls, grief girls.
Hi, it's Tamara and Paula again from Grief Girls, and we are here again today at 344 Gannett Road in Scituate, Massachusetts, and this is where we hold our monthly grief and inspiration group, and we're broadcasting live, and we hope that you join us today. We're going to be talking about family. So we have 3 pillars that we stand by that help get us through our journeys of grief: faith, family, and friends. And so today we're going to focus on the family because, Paula, right, we both know that there's no way we could have survived this without our family, through the sickness, through the death, and where we are now. So we're hoping that we can tell and share our stories, and you guys can resonate with us, and hopefully someday share your stories with us too, because we'd love to hear from you.
The survival, helping in the survival.
Yeah, it's so hard. I know. And I know maybe we start with just like, what went on during Jeff's sickness, Paula, and how, certain people stepped up for you during that piece of this journey.
Oh, absolutely. From the day of his diagnosis till his last day, and we had the inner circle was there with him, which we were so blessed to have him at home, which I would never do it any other way. We kind of have a pact in our family too that no one goes outside the house. We try to keep ourselves in the home and care for our own. And I have a really good friend, Janine, it's her career. It's what she's really good at. But she really helped me through all that, taking care of him. And I mean every day. She came, especially towards the end when we knew what we were facing. And when you said the family part, and I wrote a little something so I wouldn't forget, but I just know that we could talk about family for hours.
Right.
I mean, when you think about Jeff's going on 3 years, July 1st, and then you have the year before that and all that stuff. So we're talking 4 years here. We could go on and on about all the little things that happened to us through family, helping us and being there. But they helped me through the smallest of things, the teeniest of things, to the largest of ways. And they all know who they are. They all know that they participated in that, and they continue to do that. But the one thing I was saying to you earlier was that I forget that they have a loss too.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to care for us.
Yeah.
And I mean care for us. I mean, daily, hourly at some days. And, we need to consider that they lost someone too. I mean, my sister-in-law lost her brother.
Right.
My family lost their brother-in-law.
Right.
And I just want to share with you quickly, I have many nephews and nieces, thank God. And one of them, one of my nephews came one day, and I just looked out the kitchen door. He was there. And I said, "Oh, you don't have to ring the bell. You can come in. Of course you can." So he came in and he sat with Jeff. I mean, sat with him for the day, into the wee hours, and he just sat with him, and talked to him and listened to him. And then he was leaving. I said, "That was so good of you to do that." And he said, "I just had to." And so I know my nephew. Of course, I love my nephew dearly, all my nephews and nieces, but I have a new respect for how big his heart is.
Right.
And it was huge for a kid his age. He was 23 years. He was 23, 22 at the time. To take some time away from his day and realize that he wanted to go and do this. He needed to go and do it. Mm-hmm. So I have this new sort of awakening into his heart. And he's always been a sweetheart and everything. But now I feel like he let me in a little bit.
Yeah.
So I could see how he's really unique.
There's something to be said about that too, I think. I mean, this is what you're saying, but the fact that, it's to recognize that someone's heart can be so pure and generous and loving, and it changes your relationship with that person when you are in so much pain and someone kind of steps in and goes, in your opinion, above and beyond. It changes your relationship. And I have that exact thing. I think I have such a beautiful family. My parents, Mike's got a giant family. He's got 3 siblings, and I love everybody and his parents. And I have a sister too. I think about Mike's sickness, if we're going to start with like that journey. So Mike was sick for a year, and during that time period, I was terrified. absolutely terrified, in
awful.
trauma, trying to protect my kids from understanding really what was going on, trying to figure out how to get him better. His whole family was helping with that. But the standout for me is his sister, Rip. Like, she was my rock. She would show up whenever I invited her. She was coming down, on Sundays or Saturdays for just the day, and she'd come equipped with, like, she never goes small on anything. She'd come equipped with like 10 meals and snacks and all these, like, she always came with like bags of things for us. Like, she just knew I was really having a hard time functioning, Paula, because I was so terrified and so sad. It was such a terrible time, and I'll never forget it. And Rip's the kind of person, so she is in Mike's family, like, she has been there. We've been through other trauma in our life. We lost our nephew when he was 7 years old, and she was amazing, as were Mike and his brother and the parents. Like, we were all awesome for for Lisa's family, but Rip she was like the rock in so many ways. Like, she was probably there the most. And but I guess what I was going to say, when I first met her, it was hard because she was so black and white. She's always said it like it was. She seemed like such a tough person, and I'm not. I'm soft. I cry all the time. Like, I'm just so sensitive, and so I was kind of scared of her for many, many years, kind of terrified of Rip. But something changed, through the years, and certainly through my time with, what I went through the past 4 years with Mike. I just have such a deep love for her. Yeah. I would do anything because she did anything for me. And so it's like, it makes me want to cry right now just talking about Rip.
And it's innate for her. It was just a normal.
Oh, yeah. She's soft on the inside, so tough on the outside, and so soft on the inside.
Well, maybe you have to be that way, because I have a sort of an aura of myself like that. But and this isn't to say that each and every one of my family members obviously helped me in different ways. This is just one example, which we'll go over a lot of different examples over the course of this podcast. But that one stands out to me, and it's different phases too. I mean, when you first find out, the wanting to hope that they're going to be okay is exhausting. Yeah. It's exhausting, and you do everything all day, every day. You're on. I mean, I didn't sleep so you got diagnosed in August. I don't think I slept for a year. Yeah, because of just watching him and thinking, and I mean, wide awake, and he was wide awake too, because I think that's how how do you handle the news that you're terminal? How do you, and then,
but then you have that hope, you keep having that hope, right?
It's
the hope is what carries you.
It carries you through. Thank goodness you have it, because if you don't, I don't know what you do.
Thank you, God, for hope, right? We have to thank God for that, because I had the hope up until Mike died. Like, I had that hope. I just believed and just kept praying and hoping that things were going to work out. And I thought that he was getting better. I really did. And, I think if I go back to that year of sickness, I think about my parents who would show up too all the time. And, my mom, like, I would talk to her, and she was like, I was hurting her so much. Every time I'd hang up the phone, I never wanted to hang up the phone. I'd be crying. And it was so hard, Paula.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
So hard for them, because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to help me.
They don't. And again, let's go back to their pain. Yeah. It's so, I mean, we're lucky we have children, and you think about during that time how to help your kids. It's awful. So you're in your own pain, you're suffering, and you're looking at your kids suffer. Yeah. And you don't know what to do. Yeah. And then you have your in-laws and aunts and uncles and sisters. I have siblings too, and I have one. Jeff's sister was, I call her the Flash. Because every time I got on the phone, so she said, "How you doing? How you doing?" I said, I'm okay. I'm okay." She goes, "Well, I could be there in a flash." And then all of a sudden, she'd show up at my door, and she's like, "Nope, you don't feel good. I know it." And and she'd take John with her. My brother-in-law is right behind her. They're in tow. And when I tell you that, and again, I'm not choosing one over another. I have lots of support in many ways in my family with my sister and my brother-in-laws and my Elliot, but they live close by and stuff, and they have not left me out of their sight. Yeah. In 4 years.
They continue to carry you.
Yeah.
Because the pain, like people, like we talked about, I think in one of these other podcasts, is how, the pain stays, and yet the life goes on, and people can't carry it with us. They can't carry it with them every day. It's too much. So life goes on, and everything it fades out of mind, right? But for us, no, we're living with it every single day. We wake up alone. We wake up. We go through our days. We have all of these life events that are happening. You have weddings. I've had confirmations and graduations and all these things, right? So it's it doesn't fade over time, our pain, but in the support that you get, it just happens. It's just very natural that people move on with their lives. Grief can feel overwhelming and often very lonely. If you're navigating the loss of your spouse, we invite you to join our support and inspiration group in Scituate, Massachusetts. We meet every second Thursday of the month from 7 to 8:30 at 344 Gannett Road.
I think you create an armor too. I feel like I have a little bit of, at first we always talk about how raw we were.
Yeah.
In the last podcast we talked about, and I was thinking about the podcast after I left, and I said, we really dwelled on that. You're so, I don't know if I can explain the words of how you feel when you are just ravaged.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you have nothing. You're just an open pour, and everything hurts. Every single comment from somebody or not comment from someone. You're really sensitive.
Yeah.
You're a raw nerve.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, and I don't like to say things help. I feel like we learn to live with it. And I refuse to say help or better, because it isn't better.
Or healing. You don't like to say time heals.
No, because it doesn't. I mean, last week, my birthday was last week. Jeff's birthday is next week. Marty's wedding's coming up. I mean, my kids have accomplishments. It's daily. Like I'm in the car the other day and I'm like, oh, I used to hold Jeff's hand every day in the car. We always hold hands. Mm-hmm. So it's a daily event. And I think now what happens is over this time, and we talk about scarring and stuff, but I think you build an armor and sort of, we avoid some things too, like those parties that we couldn't go to at first, we can kind of go to now, but we don't stay as long, or they don't mean the same. And, and family's good about that too. They know that their expectation has changed a little bit for you.
Yeah.
For family, I don't think friends have that. Friends still want you to be who you used to be.
Yeah.
Family is more understanding about, well, you do what you need to do. I understand. You can't go to this. You can't go to that. Can't accept wedding invitations or shower invitations yet still, because I'm not ready for that. But family understands that. They know that you do what you can,
right,
and they're going to not be mad at you. I don't know that I could say that about friends. I think some friends just sort of drop off because they're like, well, I tried. And she's not,
If you say no too many times, the invite stops happening.
It's
right?
so true.
Yeah.
It definitely
so you
does.
have to say the yes when you can.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. I think about my parents again, because my parents show up every Sunday for Sunday dinner, and they did that before my passed. We had Sunday dinner every week. And so they still do that. And it's so, like, they came last night because Sunday dinner was too much for me this Sunday. I had a really busy weekend, but they came last night, and I couldn't wait for them to come, Paula, because I need them in my life. I just appreciate them. I'm so blessed that they're still alive and they're
How
still
grateful
so healthy
are you? Yeah,
in their 80s, know?
It's amazing.
Yeah. But I'm so, my parents have been there, said they're the rock and foundation for me. I mean, I think, I don't know if I've said on this podcast before, but my parents kind of moved in after Mike passed, and they moved into the playroom. They didn't have their own bedroom because my bedroom was full of kids. So they had a big giant air mattress. Like, they camp. They're 80-year-olds. They go camping. So they have a big giant air mattress.
Oh, that's so cute.
And they came in. And so it was just so great to come down the stairs in the morning, and my mom would come down and join me for a cup of coffee, or it was just really, really something that helped me get through.
It's genuine.
I know. And
genuine
they just
love.
And my mother still today, on a weekly basis shows up with my fresh squeezed orange juice got to keep you healthy. Like, every single week. She's been doing this for 3.5 years. Like, it's incredible.
But how great is that for your kids to
see that
and have that support in a place? So their world was secure.
Right.
We were just like, we talked about that before. We were the people that knew we were whistling Dixie. We're happy.
Yeah.
We loved we were in a good space. We loved it. It was like, we're grateful every day. I used to get up and look at my yard and go, I can't believe that's ours, Jeff. That's our yard. And it's how great is it for your children to have some steadiness. And I think your parents knew that they need this. They need to see us every day. They need something that's in control in a situation that's not in control anymore. Right. They have no control over it. Right. And my own kids, like I've mentioned that before, that their friends just surrounded them and they needed that support. It's support, and then that's what I had with my family. They just, and they still continue to do it. So they're precious.
I want to talk about, like, my brother-in-law, my other sister-in-law too, because they're so amazing for me. And, Mark has taken Christopher. He's got 2 sons. They bookend Christopher in age, and from forever, since like Mike got sick, they would just grab him for like a week at a time and bring him down the Cape when they have a summer home down there, and they'd go down there sometimes like off season or whatever. But Christopher could just escape and go down there and be with his cousins, and the older cousins would come sometimes and take them fishing, and just like some beautiful time with family just made all the difference to me. They just kind of wrapped us in their love. And that was something that I don't know how. In some ways, Paula, I didn't even want Christopher leaving because I wanted him home with me.
Sure.
But I knew that it was better for him to go and be with his family and kind of forget about this heaviness back at the house, right?
Well, some normalcy amongst the chaos, because it is chaos. It's in chaos, and in every aspect of your life has changed.
Yeah.
Financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I was talking. We had some people chime in today on our we have that live kind of wire that we do on Instagram text.
Our text messaging from our group, from our inspiration.
One of our group ladies, I think her husband's birthday is today.
I didn't even read the messages yet
so I
today.
think it's today or it was recent. And she's like, "Ugh, just got to get through the day." And I said, I feel that. Mine was last week. His is next week. And
I'll chime in because Mike's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, see, another Taurian though.
Yeah,
we're Taurians, but the littlest thing. And it's not like we did all these crazy things, gifts, and we didn't go over the top ever. We just to be there. What do you want to do? Dinner.
Yeah.
Just go to dinner.
I mean, our birthdays in my house, we celebrate big birthdays. Like we do cake for every birthday. And even when the kids are little, they had their real birthday. Then they had their family birthday party with their cousins. And they had their friend birthday. I made so many cakes in my life.
I know. We always had a cake on the day. And we always had, my kids were all born in June, so we always had one big party.
Oh, okay.
And then we always had, my rule was you always have a cake on your day.
Yeah.
I used to make it or ask them. It didn't matter, but you had to have a cake.
Yeah.
And cards. Cake and cards was always the thing. And then we'd do something on the weekend with the kids at a big party with the family.
Yeah. No one's really, like Mia and Christopher are home, but I haven't even, this is kind of contrary to what I usually do, because usually I'm pretty intentional with what I do for the big milestones, or just the dates that come up that are harder than the normal day, because there's something that we used to do differently. It's not just an any day, but I haven't been intentional with how I'm going to spend Mike's birthday tomorrow. I got to give that some thought with what I want to do, because what you don't want, this is my therapist gave me this, and I hope this will be helpful to people, is when you have like that first Christmas or that first birthday or that anniversary, whatever it might be, to think through how you want to spend that day with yourself or with you and your kids, because what you don't want is that day to go by and say, oh, I should have done that, and be regretful of that. You don't need that. So like we hate
the day from now. I don't want to hate his day.
No, you don't want to hate the day. Like we've set new traditions, like for Christmas we have, and I think it's good for me and my kids. Like we have a new routine that we do on Christmas Day, and it's something that we kind of release a lot of things and we share. And as the years have gone by, we're doing more of like happy, laughy stories. So it's not so sad, right? There's still like a heaviness to it, obviously, but it's intentional. And I have to thank my therapist, who I still see, and I definitely would recommend, by the way, having a therapist, because it's someone that doesn't have any judgment. You can say anything you want to, and they no worry at all about anybody sharing anything that you have to speak about. So it's really such a benefit.
Wise, right? Well, our group's like that too, but it's not that. We say things. Obviously, we keep everything inside the group. We don't. We only talk to each other in the group, and when you're in the group, everything stays in the group.
Right.
Obviously, we know that. But I'd like that idea too. I mean, my two happy places where I feel Jeff the most is when I go to Mass in the morning. I try to go at least once a week. I feel him there, and I feel all my family. I feel my mother there very much, especially when I look at the Blessed Mary and Blessed Mother. And the other thing is Duxbury Beach. I will walk and walk and walk until my legs fall off, and usually he sends me some sort of sign.
We will talk about signs sometime, because there's so much to share with that.
Crazy.
You just rang a bell for me, because Mia just let me read. She was writing an application for a scholarship for St. Christine's, and I read her essay, and it brought me to tears, because she was speaking of how the church has changed her.
Wow. And
how when she was little, and she didn't put this in her story, but I used to go into the children's room with her, because she was my one trouble little girl. Like she was just hard. Right, but
banging on the bench.
She never wanted to go to church, right? Just like skipping down the aisle, la la la. And so anyway, so she was saying that, and just that, like when she was little, she would fight me tooth and nail, but didn't want to go to mass. And then now after Mike passed, how that was her safe place. That was where she found a sense of peace. She could feel God. She could feel Dad. It just brought me to tears because I just love that she has a recognition, and thank God that, and I have to give that to Mike too, because he brought me to the church. Like I didn't grow up going to mass, Paula. And my mom was a Baptist. My dad was a Catholic. My mom converted to Catholicism, but we just didn't grow up going to mass. We were like what Mike would call the Christmasers and the Easterers.
Oh yeah, I know. That's when I don't go. I
so
can't
busy.
take it. It's too busy for me.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's
Yeah.
all the dog and pony show. It's not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I rely on it. I just love it so much, and I love that my kids go. I mean, Sophia's old enough; she goes on her own now, and Christopher and Mia still go with me on Sundays, but they don't fight me on it. They don't. So that makes me feel super happy that that these seeds have been planted, and thanks to Mike, really, that they ever were there to begin with. So
well, that's what you hope for too. I mean, my own kids were. I always went to mass, and of course you have your big gaps. I had a big gap once. When you get older in your late 30s and you have kids, so you go back to mass because you have to do the christenings and you do all the stuff. And then my kids went to CCD and then got them to confirmation. But I do think they have a solid base. And my oldest drives a lot. He's a Marine and he has to travel a lot. And he has found on his own some apps about the Bible and stories and this, and it gives him so much comfort. And he feels closer to Jeff. And when he's in the car and he can talk to him, and he can, the ones you've introduced me to, they can read. You and Beth have introduced me to like Bible in a year and daily Gospels, and those are things that they do. They soothe you. Yeah. They give you hope.
Yeah.
And
the Hallow app is the one I think you were thinking about. The Hallow app is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. And Beth always gives me Father Mike.
Yeah, Father Mike, I listened to him. Bible in a Year, it's called. So, the 7 Hours Rosary for Mary. We got to do a podcast on
that.
The
I
faith
need
one
to get from you because I have to. You've talked about that, but I have not yet to get it. So
yeah,
and then the busyness too. I mean, I think we're both really busy now, busier than we would have been.
Right.
So we have to sort of make time for
the prayer.
And I'm at a point now that I want to really kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been running for 4 years. So now I want to think about taking care of my family more, taking care of me more. What do I want?
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
And I mean, are there any other stories of family? Anything else that we want before we wrap up? Anything else we want to say about our family?
I can say that my own, like I said, I have brother-in-laws and I have sister-in-laws, and things have happened in my home, and nephews that they have come to my rescue, like without in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I have one brother-in-law that's just like, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't. And he'll fight me on it. Nope. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I think about my Mike's sister Lisa and her husband Paul, and just so Lisa lost her son, as I mentioned. I shouldn't say lost. We didn't lose him. He passed,
Right.
And he was so young, and it brought our family to our knees. It brought us together. Like what a solid family I have in my in-laws. They're just absolutely amazing, and so sad and so heartbroken. And actually, his birthday was yesterday, so he and Mike shared birthdays that are like right next to each other. But you still feel so much pain in that. But what I want to say is, so Lisa and I are so connected because we both have this traumatic loss, and then on top of it, as you mentioned, it's her brother, right? And Mike and Lisa were super close. So my heart goes out, all of Mike's siblings. Lisa shared something special with Mike because Mike had a special bond with her son, Connor. And so there's that, right? So I have a lot of pain and a lot of strength by watching how Lisa got through this. Her husband Paul has been amazing to me too. He and Mike were like financial buddies. Like they always bounced ideas off each other. So I get so worried about the financial situation. He always calms me down, and he came with me to all of my financial meetings and kind of walked me through that. So I just want to make sure I appreciate him for all that he did for me in those first couple of years. And now I got my grounding. I know how to do it now, so I'm good. And I don't want to forget my dad, because my dad is, I'm so lucky to have my dad still. My kids don't have their dad. And he's going to be 85 this month. And such a solid rock for my family. He shows up. He is like such an amazing person. He's just so giving and loving in every way. And he's the one that you mentioned, like your nephew just showed up one day. And like some traumatic days. Like some mornings I woke up and it was like in the early weeks after Mike had died, and my dad's sitting outside in his car, or after Ava's graduation party, which was, almost a year after Mike had passed. And so it's a hard day, and ended up being a fun day, but such a hard day. And it became hard that next morning. Like it's always for me the day after the big events, because I'm so with my family and all the people that loved him and loved me and my kids, and it can be okay. It's the next morning that really is so hard for me. The day after Christmas, the day after my birth, whatever. And so the day after Ava's graduation, I woke up. It was quiet in my house. I was the first one up, of course. And I come downstairs and I go to make the coffee, and I look out the sliding door, and there's my dad in the backyard. Like I just cried, Paula.
Yeah,
like he just always knew where to be, and so
what a gift.
What a gift. But
because our listeners may not have that. That's why we're trying to be a place that they can listen to and commiserate and
find that family member that really has tapped in and appreciate them and
understand.
Thank God for them, because thank you. Yep. And we just want our family to know how much we love them. And anyway, we hope that you enjoyed this podcast and that you listen again.
I don't know why God always takes the good ones first. And man, I've tried to be strong and carry on, but damn, this hurts. And I just wish that I could talk to you again somehow, some way, even if it's for a moment, so I can hear you say, don't cry for me, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm better than you know. And this life can be a shorter ride, so don't waste it on sorrow. And just hold on to those moments and the memories we shared. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. I know they say, just give it a little time, you'll be okay. That might be true. It don't really help me. And we ain't supposed to question the man upstairs, but there's just so much I don't understand. It just don't seem fair. Don't cry for me, I'm alright. I'm better than you know. And this life can be a shorter ride, so don't waste it on sorrow. And just hold on to those moments and the memories we shared. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. And as each day goes by, I get a little bit stronger, but that don't stop me from wishing you were here a little bit longer. When I think of you, like I know you'd want me to. And I know you're watching over me in everything I do. And all those things I never got to say, well, I'll send them with this prayer. then look up, wipe my tears and raise my beer. And I'll see there